kunstwerk staat.
The artists were asked to take up the theme, a view on Amsterdam, and to give their own view on Amsterdam through their artwork. In this process, they were encouraged to think big and exuberantly.
Wat? Strandje heet bestuurd bij door mijn zuster.
Vedo così, Luci, bianca.
Immagino.
Eppure io vedevo tutti così.
Luigi Console and Valentina Novembre have made an ambiguous statement about love in the 21st century. The Italian artists use different languages, referring to the international character of the city. People from other cultures may very well have different ideas about the meaning of together than you do.
Buiten naar beneden, dan gaan dat ding naar beneden. Dan valt hij op. Zie je dat?
Dat is nog Kijk maar op de telefoon. Mama, kijk op de telefoon. Lekker zo. Dan is hij goed. Nou, pam.
De duizenden leds op de brug over de Herengracht vormen de sluier Lightwaves van Jolan van der Wiel en Bentham Crowell Architects. Het kunstwerk is net zo onvoorspelbaar als het Nederlandse weer. Het reageert namelijk op de grillige wind.
Ma tu proprio adesso devi passare.
De duizenden leds op de brug over de Herengracht vormen de sluier Lightwaves van Jolan van der Wiel en Bentham Crowell Architects. Het kunstwerk is net zo onvoorspelbaar als het Nederlandse weer. Het reageert. Let the colors flow.
On the Amstel locks, you see Nexus. Light tubes reach from the water into the air in a fluid movement. The stream of colours and light symbolises the colourful connections developing between existing and new residents of Amsterdam. These days, the city is a melting pot of no fewer than 180 nationalities. Victor Vicek drew inspiration from his own experiences as an alien in Amsterdam.
Het object van een studio dat over de kant hangt is geïnspireerd op de wereld in de diepe zee, waar organismen in de duisternis van de omgeving zelf licht creëren. iBeacon verbindt de watercolor vaarroute met de illuminade wandelroute. Daarnaast functioneert het als centraal informatiepunt van de wandelroute van het festival.
The object made by Un Studio hanging over the edge was inspired by the world of the deep sea, where organisms create their own light in the darkness of their environment. iBeacon connects the watercolor's ship route to the illuminate walking path. In addition, it serves as the central information point of the walking route of the festival.
Lightwaves bootst het gedrag van zeewolken na. Waarnemer beïnvloedt de gebeurtenis die je ziet. Lightning Design Academy toont je niet alleen het perspectief van die paar huizen in je blikveld, maar ook een visie op de stad in samenhang. Jij als bewoner of bezoeker verandert het beeld van de stad, hoe minimaal dan ook.
Welcome to my hometown. For inspection, the artwork turns out to be a two-dimensional plane of lighted lines. As the observer, you are influencing the event you are witnessing. Lightning Design Academy is not only showing you the perspective of a few houses in your visual field, but also...
Lightning Design Academy toont je niet alleen het perspectief van die paar huizen in je blikveld, maar ook een visie op de stad in samenhang. Jij als bewoner of bezoeker verandert het beeld van de stad, hoe minimaal dan ook.
Welcome to my hometown looks like a three-dimensional house, but it's actually an optical illusion. On closer inspection, the artwork turns out to be a two-dimensional plane of lighted lines. As the observer, you are influencing the event you are witnessing. Lightning Design Academy is not only showing you the perspective of a few houses in your visual field, but also an outlook on the city as a whole. As a resident or visitor, you are changing the look of the city, however negligibly.
Paintings op zoek gegaan naar historische beelden van de stad. Met verschillende gekleurde lagen komen de oude foto's tot leven en representeren het verleden, het heden en de toekomst. De beelden geven een metaforische kijk in de schatkamer van het stadsarchief dat zich hier bevindt.
What if you could open a window and look back in time? For a window in time, motion painting
Ether en Mira laten ons met Flower Strip het magische feest van het voorjaar ook hier in de winter ervaren.
The strip of flowers you see here is floating in front of the Ambassador Hotel. Every spring, the Dutch landscape changes into an artwork of brightly colored flowers. Visitors from all over the world come to the Netherlands to enjoy this impressive color palette. Endless rows of flowers seem to stretch onto the horizon. With Flower Strip, Ether and Hemera allow us to experience this magical feast of spring, even here in winter. Artwork by Joy and Shine Architects symbolizes a traditional lacy cap as worn by the ladies in Noord-Holland. It was created using 3,300 meters of light-reflecting wires and weighs 650 kilograms in total. The webbing is inspired by traditional Korean sewing and folding art. The lace symbolizes the interwovenness of different people and the city structure of Amsterdam. And weighs 650 kilograms in total. The webbing is inspired by traditional Korean sewing and folding art. The lace symbolizes the interwovenness of different people and the city structure of Amsterdam.
Dubbel aanwezig is.
The thin beams of light around the trees on the canal were made by Studio Pattaya. They have made the invisible forces of nature visible in the artwork Wisp. The strands around the trees create a beautiful ballet of light. The trees line the canals as if they were their guardians. As if they were their guardians. Pay attention to the reflection in the water, giving the lighted row of trees a double presence.
De buitenkamer van papa's telefoon is beter dan mijn, maar de binnenkamer van mijn
It would have been impossible to take this boat ride.
Sì, perché sono queste perché c'è un effetto troppo.
Provide an artistic view of Dutch cycling culture. Appreciate that if all of these bicycles had not been fished out of the canals, it would have been impossible to take this boat ride.
Mensen die sposten,